What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Neon Trash. I'm your host, Tommy the Hammer, hanging out with Adam McDoogleez and the dreaded Drunken Gamer.
What it be?
Tonight, it is the dreaded Dean's Pick.
Yeah.
Dean, what have you picked for our stables tonight?
Well, I haven't been on the channel for a while, and I didn't want to do anything too heavy. I'm like, I just want to have fun with the boys tonight. So I brought my absolute favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger flick. Total motherfucking Recall. It is a Total Recall, man. Adam, get your ass to Mars. Get your ass to Mars.
I'm not queen. This is a classic Paul Verhoeven movie. He directed RoboCop, Starship Troopers, Basic Instinct. He's one of my favorite directors.
Oh yeah, man.
Especially in terms of hardcore, violent, sleazy cinema.
Classic late 80s, early 90s sci-fi right there. Sci-fi action, man. This movie is iconic.
Like, not only is this my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger flick, but it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Like, I just love movies where, like, you kind of have to do some rewatches to be able to really understand what's going on. And even, like, at the end, like, you're kind of like, it's up to the viewer's interpretation, and which makes it, like, an even better movie.
Without further ado, we're going to get right to the movie review.
Yes, with Total Recall.
Check out that motherfucking trailer. Beep that shit, bitches.
Yeah.
Beep it.
Recall it.
What would you do if you discovered somebody stole your mind and there was only one way to get it back? Catch Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Get ready for a surprise!
Total Recall.
Guys, we just got done watching the movie Total Recall, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sharon Stone, Michael Ironsides, and a whole slew of other B-movie actors that we have seen in 1980s and 1990s movies.
Yes.
Recall.
All throughout the film.
So I gotta say that this movie was quite a big deal when it first came out. Way back in the day, I remember seeing a special on the movie with my dad. We watched it on TV, and my mind was literally blown. I'm sure that my dad's mind was equally blown, and this was one of those movies that you just had to see back in the day. Not only did it have killer special effects, but this movie was kind of the film that took Arnold Schwarzenegger and catapulted him right into the American household. Not that he wasn't already there, because he had a slew of excellent sci-fi action flicks well before this one, but in a lot of ways, Total Recall was the start of a new era for the man in terms of being a prolific household name.
The story, I feel like, appeals to, like, getting into that, like, that life where it's just like every day feels like the same and it's just more boring crap. So, like, in the future, you get to go to Recall and take a little vacation, a dream vacation or whatever. Yeah. Vacation in your dreams. And, like, I think it's just appealing to be able to get away from yourself like that in the future or whatever. Where, like, that, if it wasn't such a detriment to Arnold in the movie, it would be a great idea. But I also love how it's left up to the viewer, like, what actually happens. I like to think that he was always a 00 agent.
This was a lot of fun to revisit because this movie is always fun. It's iconic. As Tom was saying earlier, I remember many, many years ago when I was real young and this first came out, it was a huge deal. And this just kind of takes me back to the time when movies were an event. I mean, they were a huge thing.
Yeah.
And this movie does not disappoint in that regard because it is extravagant. It is laid out. I mean, the violence is over the top. Yeah, you know, the plot is over the top, and it keeps you guessing. It's like, okay, is Arnold really like, you know, the secret agent he seems to think he is, or is it all a dream, or what? But like, it is just, it goes there. It just goes all out. Yeah, but so it's just, I mean, this is what movie making is all about. I mean, this is just like what, you know, just that whole over the top. You know, this is just keeping you entertained, keeping you enthralled. I mean, this is a thrill ride, what could we say? And it does so, interestingly enough, in a sci-fi angle, to where it has some cerebral aspect to it, you know, it keeps you thinking, because it is actually based off of a Philip K. Dick novel, who's a prolific sci-fi author.
I absolutely love Total Recall, and if I had to make up a list of the top 5 Arnold Schwarzenegger flicks, this is definitely on that list. Where it would be on that list is a different story. Maybe another type of review on Neon Trash we could do, you know, top 5 or top 10 Schwarzenegger flicks. But this is definitely up there in the top 5 for Tommy the Hammer here. Out of 10 stars, I'm going to be riding high on this one, mainly because I am high.
Riding high.
Hey.
I'm gonna go 8.5 out of 10.
Right. This is just such a fun flick for me because it's one of those where you can watch it again and again and get like a little different look at the movie, and like I really like that out of movies when, you know, they have replay value, I guess.
Multi-layers.
Multi-layered, yeah.
But even to this day, I don't know exactly what really happened in this movie, and that's awesome, I think. I don't know what any of that meant, but at any rate, it's just such an enjoyable flick, and it's worth coming back to over and over again. And it's like, if I had to give a star count for this movie, it would be biased and unfair. So I'm trying to look at it in a way where it's like, I know it's not the perfect movie. You know, it's not the best CGI or anything like that. A lot of it's a little on the cheesy side.
Yeah, very.
But I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
Wow.
Damn.
I'd give it a 10 if I didn't say the things I just said.
And you said those things.
I said the things.
I mean, it's not, you know, I mean, it's a great popcorn flick. It's not too deep, although I will argue that it is, you know, it's not just a simple action film because it does have some deeper themes about it, which I think is, you know, adds to it in terms of identity, in terms of, you know, what its purpose is. So, so it's more than just a simple action flick, but in terms of being an action flick, it excels. So for that reason, I'm going to give it a solid 8.5. I'm right there with Tommy G. So, I must say, thank you, Ian, for bringing this over, because it was great to recall Total Recall.
Well, guys, I hope it's been informative on Neon Trash. Until the next time,
Tune in to Neon Trash.
Where you can recall more stuff like this. So there we go.
Good movie.